Finney, and I will be reading Chapter 7 of Cleo, Edison, Oliver, Playground Millionaire. Chapter 7, Power Lunch. Wednesday, Kaylee was missing from school, which was a real bummer because Cleo was dying to tell her about the business she planned to start at New Heights once she thought of one. Cleo had called her as soon as she could that afternoon, but Mrs. Ortega said Kaylee wasn't feeling well and couldn't come to the phone. Kaylee was late to school on Thursday, but not too late to hear Mr. Boring make an incredible announcement. They would not be doing the usual 5th grade family tree project. Cleo couldn't believe it. Mr. Boring had just become her favorite teacher ever. Raise your hands, please. What does it mean to have a passion for something? He wrote the word passion on the board. Cleo's hand shot into the air. Fortune was always talking about passion. It was Fortune principle number 1. Passion is purpose. Cleo, a passion is something you love to do. It's how you know your purpose in life. Wow, purpose in life. Yes, great. Something that fires you up, that you like learning about or doing so much that you could learn about or do it all day long. Like robots, Quentin asked. He'd been known around the school as Computer Head Quentin ever since he coded his own software in 4th grade. Sure, robots could be a person's passion. My mom says hers is chocolate, Cole said. Yes, that could be a dangerous one, but yes, for some people, I suppose food is a passion. He looked around the room. What about you? What's your passion? Cleo's mind went whirling. Nothing wrong with family trees, but I've got to make sure I don't live up to my boring name. So this year in class, we'll be doing passion projects. Ooh, a passion project. Cleo loved the sound of that. This is your assignment. Ugh, there it was again, that word. Mr. Boring had gone the whole first 2 days of school without using it once, but she kept listening because at least this time, the assignment was connected to something that sounded splendarvelous. In their projects, he went on to explain, they would prepare upfront presentations to give their classmates an experience of their passion. She couldn't believe how perfect this was. Of course, she would make the focus of her project the business that she planned to start at school. She straightened her name tent on her desk. Cleopatra Edison Oliver, CEO, was going to rock this assignment. All she needed now was a business idea. Mr. Boring asked them to get out their journals and spend a few minutes listing their passions. After that, they would choose one and spend a few more minutes writing about that particular passion. They were brainstorming, he said. Cleo could brainstorm later. Right then, she needed to tell Kaylee, her future COO, her plan. She quietly ripped a page out of her journal and wrote, Kaylee, Cleopatra Enterprises, Inc. is expanding into the school market. I need a new business idea. Maybe your fantastic hair clips and a COO, which of course needs to be you, since you are the most organized person in the whole entire world and my BFF. Will you? Pretty please? Here's to our future success. XOXO Cleo. P.S. I climbed onto the roof of our house the other day. It was awesome. I shouted your name, but I don't think you were home. Mom was mad, but thankfully she didn't ground me from TV because Fortune was amazing, as usual. I've got to find a way to get on her show. She folded the paper about 16 times. On her way to sharpening her pencil, she quickly dropped the note into Kaylee's lap. She watched from her place in line behind Computer Head Quentin. Kaylee read the note, then turned over the paper and scribbled a reply. On Cleo's way back to her seat, they did another handoff. Fortunately, Mr. Boring was too busy asking Micah to stop singing to notice. She slipped into her chair, waited for her teacher to go back to his writing, and read Kaylee's response. Of course I want to do it with you. I don't have any business ideas. How are you going to get on Fortune's show? Your BFF, Kaylee, smiley face. P.S. My clips take kind of a long time to make. P.S.S. What's a COO? She was so happy that Kaylee Ortega was her friend. She found everything about her completely adorable, including the fact that she thought PSS was the correct way to spell a second PS. Cleo would convince Kaylee about selling her clips eventually. If she could make a paintbrush and palette, she could make anything. They would personalize them based on people's interests and hobbies. Done and done. In the lunchroom, Cleo tried to avoid seeing Lewis, but she was hard not to notice in her spangled tiger-striped hoodie. As Cleo passed Lexi's class table, Lexi said something about a modeling shoot after school in a super loud voice. Cleo barely noticed. Her mind was on more important matters, coming up with a new business. She and Kaylee sat across from Tessa and Steffi. Tessa greeted them with her big grin. Steffi and I are doing gymnastics at recess. Want to come? We can show you front handsprings, Steffi said. We learned how this summer. Cleo shook her head. Thanks, but Kaylee and I have an important meeting. We do? Kaylee's forehead wrinkled. For Cleopatra Enterprises, Inc. Oh, okay, she shrugged. I guess I'm busy. Maybe tomorrow, Tessa bit on her bottom lip. Tessa's big front teeth made Cleo think of a rabbit, which made her think of the carrots she wanted to trade. She scanned Tessa's lunch spread out in front of her. And what a lunch it was. Mac and cheese, mandarin oranges, a pudding pack. Pudding? Cleo loved pudding. And it was chocolate, her favorite. But carrots, even with ranch dressing, wouldn't be enough to get a pudding. She'd have to throw in at least one sandwich cookie. She tried anyway. Hey Tess, I'll trade you carrots and ranch dressing for your pudding. Tessa shook her head. Cleo expected to hear, no way. Tessa said, I can't eat carrots. You can't eat carrots? Cleo wasn't a big carrot fan herself, but she had never heard of anyone having a carrot allergy. She means she can't eat carrots right now, Steffi said. Her canine's loose. Huh? Cleo was seriously confused. Your dog ran away so you can't eat carrots? Everyone laughed, even Kaylee. Cleo chuckled a little, just so she wouldn't be the only one not laughing. Not her dog, goofball, Steffi said, her tooth. Cleo forced a little air out of her mouth. Huh. And tuh. I knew that, I was just making a joke. She forced a laugh, then got serious again. Why don't you just use the other side? They're loose on both sides, Tessa said. I'm afraid of them coming out. It's going to hurt. No wonder her lunch foods were all so soft. I keep telling her they've got to come out eventually, Steffi said, so why not just get it over with? Seriously, that's what I've been telling my brother, Josh. Plus, her tooth fairy pays a lot of money. Cleo perked up. How much, she asked. Tessa looked a little embarrassed. $5. A tooth, Cleo shouted. Tessa nodded. Cleo made some quick calculations. That means your mouth is worth $100, more if you can get your wisdom teeth out. Cleo did a survey around the table. It was the same for Steffi, Ameline, Quentin, Noah, even Kaylee. Kids got dollars, not cents, for their teeth these days. Cole said he and Lexi got anywhere from $5 to $10 a tooth, depending on how generous the tooth fairy felt that day, or whether she got a bonus in her paycheck that month. At first, Cleo was miffed that all she got was a goofy poem about her latest lost tooth, 2 shiny new quarters, and a pack of sugar-free gum. But that didn't last for long because suddenly, as she looked out across the cafeteria, watching kids biting into their pizza and their celery sticks, she didn't see teeth. She saw a business opportunity. Cleo crunched on a carrot. Yes, she had planned to trade, but she'd just been given some incredible information. This was big, way bigger than carrot sticks. It wouldn't make her a multi-millionaire, but a ready-made audience sat all around her. She had gotten her next business idea. At recess, Cleo and Kaylee ran to their spot on the grassy hillside. I now call to order the first official executive meeting of Cleopatra Enterprises, Inc. Cleo opened her notebook. Agenda item number 1. She planned to launch right into her business proposal, but Kaylee was starting out at the field, not paying attention at all. Earth to jelly, come in jelly. Oh, sorry, did you say something? Not really, not yet, just starting our meeting. She paused. She was dying to get to her latest business idea. Why weren't you at school yesterday? I tried to call you. Is something wrong? Kaylee shrugged. She picked at the grass around her shoes. Just my dad. Of course, what a dumb question. A lot was wrong in Kaylee's world. Mr. Ortega had left his family 4 months ago. How could a parent just walk out like that? He could come back. She didn't sound very convincing, even to herself. Kaylee picked a clover and flopped onto her back. He opened a new car lot in Palm Springs. He bought another house. She rolled on her side. He has a girlfriend. It was true. It didn't look good. Cleo thought of Nana's pet name for Pops. What a nincompoop. Kaylee giggled. Cleo laughed too. She always laughed at that word. She said it over and over, sliding her voice up and down, stretching out one syllable and then another. Your dad is a nincompoop, nincompoop, until her stomach ached from laughing and Kaylee was spread eagle on the grass and wiping tears from her eyes. Kaylee let out a big breath. So what are we meeting about anyway? I've got an idea for a new business, something we can do while I wait for you to make a bunch of barrettes, she grinned. Teeth. Kaylee's eyebrows pulled together. Huh? A tooth-pulling business. Tessa and lots of others, even you all got plenty of money for your baby teeth, right? Right. So we're going to pull out loose teeth for a small percentage of people's tooth fairy money. Kaylee thought for a moment. But why would people pay you when they can do it themselves? Or maybe go to a dentist. Dentists are expensive. And you heard Tessa, she's afraid of it hurting. Cleo looked out onto the field where Tessa was doing a backhand walkover. Steffi was trying to help Mia Jeffers, but Mia was stuck in the backbend part. Lexi Lewis stood nearby shouting, just flip your legs over, as if she were the expert. Cleo would like to see her try. Kaylee still looked skeptical. So you're going to find a way to pull teeth without it hurting? Possibly. How do you do it? What? Pull out your loose teeth. Kaylee's eyes looked one way and her mouth scrunched to the other. I guess I just wait a super long time until they're really loose, and then it doesn't hurt so bad, but it still hurts. It always hurts. Cleo thought about her own teeth that had come out. Okay, maybe you're right, but I still think we can make it work. So are you with me? Come on, KK. I don't know. Cleo shook Kaylee's arm. You've got to believe in yourself. Kaylee squinted. Her squished face made it look as if she had just tasted something rotten. Cleo jumped to her feet, pulling Kaylee up with her. As Fortune Principle number 3 says, she punched her fist in the air. Doubt is more deadly than failure.